we are officially midway through the NFL season. Crazy to think that it's already been 9 weeks since that opening game. But in this one, I have my mid-season NFL award predictions. So starting out with Offensive Rookie of the Year, I'm going to be giving it to Kenneth Walker. He's really been on a tear, especially with Rashad Penny being out. He's been moved up to that running back 1 spot, and he's completely taken over. I want to give credit where credit's due with Breece Hall. He was basically on track to winning Offensive Rookie of the Year, and it was really looking like he was establishing himself as a star already. But of course, tearing his ACL sucks to see that, even though the Jets are obviously a division rival. I'm hoping to see him back better than ever next season, but with that being said, I think Kenneth Walker should easily be able to take this award. Defensive Rookie of the Year this isn't even like a debate. It's Sauce Gardner. He is already one of the best corners in the NFL halfway through his rookie season, and he's playing in the AFC East. He's going against Stephon Diggs and Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle twice every single season. Last week versus the Bills, played obviously against Stephon Diggs, and he had a masterclass of a game. He is now the centerpiece on a Jets defense, making them look like the real deal, which isn't great being a Dolphins fan. I don't think the Jets are going to be able to make the playoffs, but they do have a pretty easy schedule, so I think that Sauce Gardner not only has Defensive Rookie of the Year wrapped up in the bag, but can really contend for a Defensive Player of the Year award this season and definitely for years to come. But moving on to Offensive Player of the Year, sure, love to say this award as a Dolphins fan, but it's true. Give me Tyreek Hill for Offensive Player of the Year. The only receiver in the 1,000-yard club through 9 weeks this season, and he's 250 yards ahead of the guy in second place, which I'm pretty sure is Justin Jefferson, which was my original pick for this award. Of course, Jefferson has been playing really well this season, especially on a great Vikings team, which is like 7-1 so far this season. But Tyreek Hill has just been playing on an unreal level. You're playing alongside an elite wide receiver in Jalen Waddle, and he's still putting up insane numbers. People said before the season that Tyreek Hill was going to be missing Patrick Mahomes, now having to play with Tua, but he's doing better than he was in Kansas City. So, I think Tyreek Hill can get this award, and I think so far this season he's definitely looked like he's earned it. Moving on to Defensive Player of the Year, which was my pick before the season actually, Micah Parsons. I thought that he was going to take an even bigger step than he was at last season, and he did exactly that. He's been the centerpiece on this Cowboys defense, making them one of the best units in the NFL, leading the Cowboys to being one of the best teams in the NFL so far this season. He's had multiple sacks in 4 games this season, I think 8 sacks in total this season. And yeah, he's been looking like a superstar in the making, as if he already is a superstar, in fact. And this is, I think, should be his first Defensive Player of the Year season, like I said in the prediction video, with many to come. Next up for Comeback Player of the Year, I'm going to be giving it to Geno Smith. I really wanted to go with Saquon, but if we're being honest, Geno Smith was doubted by many people, even by me. I had the Seahawks going 3-14 this season. They've already doubled the amount of wins I thought they would have midway through the season. So Geno Smith really has my respect, and now he's been able to lead the Seattle team, and they're looking like a real playoff team. So I give credits to him. My original pick was Derrick Henry, who has been playing really well, but if you want to consider what these two guys have gone through between Geno Smith and all the doubt that he's received, and then Saquon coming back from a torn ACL, and multiple other injuries, I think that Geno Smith should be the guy that you pick for this award. And for Coach of the Year, speaking of the Seahawks, I have Pete Carroll. I had Brandon Staley as my original pick. The Chargers have not been looking great. Sure, the injuries, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Josh Palmer, basically all the guys to support Herbert. But I think Pete Carroll has done a really nice job with the Seahawks team. Like I said before, they completely doubted me, and Pete Carroll was behind that whole entire offense. I'm not too sure if he's like the main play caller for this offense, but he's still been able to put this team together. Only had 11 of their 22 starters kept from last season, and they are still a playoff team, which is just unbelievable to me. Pete Carroll obviously has had one of the most experiences in the NFL, but he's still doing what he does best. And finally, for MVP, I'm going to be going with Tua Tagovailoa. I know a bit of bias going into this one, but he's been the definition of most valuable player. The Dolphins are 6-0 with him. They're 0-3 without him, and he's been one of the best players this season, probably the most valuable guy, even on the Dolphins, surrounded by a team with superstars. But he's really made the Dolphins look like a true Super Bowl contender. The offense is looking like one of the best in the NFL. You can match that up with the Chiefs, the Bills, the Eagles, whoever you want. The Dolphins are up there in the rankings. Sure, the defense may need some help to make them a true contender, but I think the Dolphins are really looking nice. Tua Tagovailoa is the guy behind it. Probably the guy with the most questions going into the season, and with a young play caller in Mike McDaniel and surrounding him with weapons, Waddle developing, making a trade for Tyreek Hill, bringing in guys to free agency. Tua has fully developed into the guy that I knew he could be, and also many other people. But yeah, he's missed 3 games. He's still top 5 in passing touchdowns. He's still at the top of every single stat, QBR, yards per throw, yards per attempt. People say he's a dink and dunk player. He's throwing 15 yards per throw. So I'm going to be going with Tua, and last but not least, for my best team, it's the Philadelphia Eagles. Obviously, the only undefeated team. They're 8-0 as of now. I don't think they're going to end 8-0, and I'm not too high on this team because they haven't played any real teams. But we'll see how they do in the second half of the season. Either way, I'm looking forward. We've had a great first half. Looking forward to the second half. But yeah, that'll wrap up. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great day. Peace.